Hello and welcome to Hyperlocal in Huntsville, Alabama. Today, I'm so excited to bring to you a lady who is truly remarkable, truly the epitome of an entrepreneur. Her name is Anita Eno, and she has a business called Prayers Are Answered. She is a services broker. And if you don't know what that is, then please be sure because there may be something for you in this with regards to insurance, for example, and other types of services. All of the people that I've interviewed, I'm learning that entrepreneurs have grit. Okay. Entrepreneurs truly have grit and determination, but at some point, sometimes they have to let go and let God. And she does that in her business. And we're going to see how she's done that. So, welcome, Anita. Thank you
Well,
for
thank
joining
you.
me.
Thank you.
So Anita, let's start off with the first question that I typically ask everyone who comes on Hyperlocal in Huntsville, and that is, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, first of all, my background before I became fully dedicated to Prayers Are Answered, I was a radar engineer and a mathematician for Northrop in Hawthorne, Redondo Beach, California, and Naval Weapons Center in China Lake, California. Almost 31 years ago, we were stationed here in Huntsville with the Army from Redondo Beach because my husband's a West Point grad Army officer and he's a weapons systems engineer. And I was still working for Northrop, and Northrop transferred me too to Huntsville. However, a couple years later, I had baby number two,
Mhm.
and I started Healthcare Office Solutions in 1995 so I could come home and raise my babies because I was on the road all the time with Northrop, which was great before I had babies. But when you got two babies under the age of two, somebody has to come home. And my husband's a fielding officer, so he'd be gone for months. So I needed to come home and raise my babies, and I was glad to do that
Mhm.
with the billing company, which provided comprehensive medical billing and coding services. We had hundreds of doctors throughout the country. Well, owning the billing company, I discovered a program to use to cut my overhead. And I became a customer right away, saved a lot of money. I saved like 10 grand in the
Mhm.
first 2 years. And so I started helping my doctors and clients do the same thing and save money and cut their overhead. I used it actually also as an employee's benefit program as well, and help other people save money as well. Mainly in one of my big ones is major medical health care,
Mhm.
because that actually is a hot button. I knew healthcare inside and out, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So now I'm a service broker because I ended up selling my billing company because of this little program I was doing to help the doctors and help myself cut their overhead. I'm a service broker. My goal is to help businesses and families and individuals find the best major medical health care coverage at the fraction of the cost of Blue Cross or any of the other commercial insurances. Additionally, I assist business owners and families in reducing their monthly expenses. Various different, we have 9 different industries and soon to be 11 different industries, such as internet, cell phone, home security, utilities, identity theft, travel, credit card processing, business, phone systems, and more. So it's
Okay,
very
so you,
rewarding.
yes. So you're a broker for these different services. So that means that you're shopping around, getting the best deal for people.
Amen.
Yes. Okay. I got it. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. So that is so amazing. I love how sometimes we think when we have a change in our life, maybe because of the birth of children or whatever, we think, well, okay, we're going to have to adjust our income. But sometimes that turns into something even better. And it sounds like that's what you did is you made something wonderful out of that change in your life. And so I think that that's a wonderful blessing. And then, you have the name of your company, Prayers Are Answered, and I know you have a reason behind that. So would you tell us about the story behind your business name and the inspiration and significance of that?
Well,
Mhm.
Yeah, like I just said, I started my medical billing company to come home and raise my babies. Within
Mhm.
3 years, I had to buy a commercial building. I had to move it out of my home, which I started it on my kitchen table. After
Mhm.
9 years, I had over 30 employees, billing for over 100 doctors, and working 90 to 100-hour weeks every week. Now I got to work from home. That's the
Mhm.
way I set it up from the beginning.
Mhm.
And guess what? All my employees work from home too. And that was actually before it was really cool to work from home. But I knew
Mhm.
there's other mamas out there that wanted to work from home and raise their babies. Almost every one of my employees actually had 4-year degrees or more,
Mhm.
like I did. But
Yeah.
we all wanted to be home with our kids. Well,
Mhm.
my 3 kids were growing up and I wasn't being able to spend quality time with them. I was always home, but I was always working, had no
Mhm.
time. And that's when my oldest daughter started playing volleyball, and she was good. She was wanting to play in college. I wasn't getting to go watch. I knew there was no way I was going to be able to watch her play once she went to college. So I've always been a praying mama. I pray for everybody every single day, especially my
Mhm.
children.
Mhm.
But now I was intentionally praying for something to get my time back so I could go watch
Yes.
my kid play ball in
Mhm.
college. And I didn't know what that was. But once I realized that I had saved over 10 grand in that little program that I was saving money with, and I started helping my doctors and my clients and their
Mhm.
employees and
Mhm.
families save money. Um, After about 5 years of that, it actually replaced my income. And it was all part of God's plan because that was my oldest daughter's senior year of high school. So I got to sell my billing company her senior year of high school,
Mhm.
and I got to come home and have quality time with my kids with income with my new business as well. Got to watch her play for 4 years in South Carolina and spend
Mhm.
more time with the other kids, and especially when they went to college. So this
Mhm.
was an answered prayer for me and an
Mhm.
intentional prayer. It's an answered
Mhm.
prayer for me. So after I sold my billing company, I incorporated it and I called
Mhm.
it Prayers Are Answered Incorporated.
Okay, that's so wonderful. I interviewed a business owner last week. Her name's Tara Furlow. She owns or is the CEO of Terra Manufacturing out in Owens Crossroads. And she has a passion for helping her employees to create quality family time. And that's exactly how she states it, quality family time. And so I think it's so helpful when we have a lot of times it's women, quite frankly, who view that as a priority. And I think that's so wonderful to have women out there fighting for that in the workplace, so that we can, because it's so important to the development of our children, our families, and yet, still be able to work and help contribute to the family finances and all of those things. But it sounds like you got out of one business into another, and then that business just exploded, and then you had to once again rein in your time to make it work for you and your family so that you could have that quality time. So, Anita, what do you believe are your key qualities that have made you successful in your business?
Well, actually, there's several things, but the first thing I can think of is my mom. Well, growing up, my mom and dad were divorced when I was 3, and I
Mhm.
was the fifth out of 6 kids raised
Mhm.
by my mom. And my mom had a third grade education, and that was the first time she actually started working, was when she had got divorced because my dad always worked.
Mhm.
And we
Mhm.
were poor, obviously. And I knew at a young age of 7, I could remember it, that I wanted a better life. I needed to create a better life for myself. I didn't know how. I didn't know what I was going to do. Um, but I was smart in
Mhm.
school. I got good grades, especially in math.
Mhm.
And so I paid my way. I worked my way 3 jobs through college. And I started college at the age of 17. And I was the second person in my family actually to get any kind of college degrees.
Mhm.
And then one other thing that happened when I became deaf, I went deaf for 2 weeks when I was 11. It was actually due to streptomycin killed my audio nerve. And I
Mhm.
am actually like a 1% statistic that it even came back. My left ear came back after 2 weeks. And my
Mhm.
left ear was like a bionic ear for a long time. But I've always had hearing issues, very hard of hearing. My right ear is still completely deaf. So I'm constantly finding ways to learn and network my business and helping others in all my business, my billing company, and this and prayers are answered, and church and all the things that I do while being hard of hearing. But I figured it out. So I continue to overcome obstacles in my journey to be successful. I am a problem solver, obviously, and I'm outwork anybody and everybody to obtain my goals. I love helping others, especially single moms, because I saw the struggles of my mom having to make ends meet. And I will always figure out a way to reach my personal, my physical, spiritual, family, and business goals. I'm honest and transparent. I'm resilient and unstoppable, especially when it comes to my family.
Well, I think that's a great description of you. And I would have to say, from what I know of you, that that is definitely true. And, you know, that's what makes you successful is you have overcome adversity, but you've also empowered others. You've been able to see the need that others have, and you have some empathy, I'm sure, for that situation, and that drives you. And then your faith, your love of God, and just His love in your life mobilized to help others. And so truly, you're unstoppable in that regard. And that is amazing. Um, so, so while you've done a lot of things in the business world to, you know, just shatter um, your own personal goals and to help others to achieve their goals, um, let's talk a little bit about what you do outside of the workaday world in the community. What are some things that you do, for example, charity work or those types of things?
Absolutely. My business supports Project Feeding Kids.
Mhm,
Basically, anytime I acquire a customer, every customer I acquire, whether it's in Alabama, then a
mhm,
child's fed in Alabama, or if it's in Texas, the child is fed in Texas, anywhere in the United States and Canada. And we also build Ronald McDonald Homes throughout the United States, all over the country as well. I also volunteer with church and giving big in church and giving
mhm,
back everywhere I can.
mhm,
But because I believe in giving back and paying it forward,
mhm,
I founded the local Huntsville, Alabama chapter of the American Business Women's Association 3 years ago.
mhm,
And we're called the Alabama Leading Ladies.
mhm,
The ABWA is actually a 75-year-old nonprofit,
mhm,
which is started during World War II. When the men went off to war, the ladies had to start going into the work field.
mhm.
Well, when the men came back and the war was over, the women lost their jobs to the men.
Okay.
And they were reminded that their first responsibility was their home and their family.
Mhm,
But many women that kind of liked being
mhm,
in a career and being able to raise a family at the same time.
mhm,
And so the Mr. Buffton and three ladies in a coffee shop in downtown Kansas City incorporated American Business Women's Association uh, to help when it was actually unacceptable for women to pursue full-time careers or even have girls' night out or an association, but to help business women. But we don't only help business women, we help business women and men
mhm,
in their businesses,
mhm,
grow their businesses, network, mentorship, as well as education. But we also help men and women who want to become business owners, show them how to do that too, and help them along the way. So I'm excited to help others, but I learn a lot along the journey too. I learn from everybody
mhm,
else as well.
mhm. Well, and that's something that's a common theme as I'm interviewing one business owner per week. We talk about, you know, we're continually learning and continually kind of evolving in a sense, you know, figuring out, okay, what are the needs? How can we meet those needs? How can we better serve our clients and customers? And, you know, what can we provide in the way of value? And I think that women out in the workplace make our world better in so many ways. And yet, we don't ever want to diminish the role of the woman in the home who wants to be there, and especially the women who want to do the best they can for their children by being able to work, but also raise their families at the same time. And it's a delicate balance. It's challenging either way you go, but I love to see what you're doing and just blessing so many people. So there is so much I could ask you about your actual business, but I think I'm going to leave that to people who may be interested in some of those services that you offer. Maybe, people who are dissatisfied with their insurance and I know what you offer is not technically insurance. It's to see what you're doing and just blessing so many people. So there is so much I could ask you about your actual business, but I think I'm going to leave that to people who may be interested in some of those services that you offer. Maybe, people who are dissatisfied with their insurance and I know what you offer is not technically insurance. It's healthcare, right? But not
Correct.
considered insurance. So it's done a little bit differently. And I'm not going to get into that too much right now, but if somebody has interest at the end of this, we're going to give people a chance to have your contact information. We will link it in the comments of this video. And we'll also let you tell us verbally so people can hear it as well. And but tell us if there's one thing that you would like for our audience to take away from this interview about you and your business, what would it be?
I believe it's just truly a blessing to be able to be a blessing to others through my work with Prayers Are Answered. Prayers Are
Mhm.
Answered is my God-given purpose. I didn't realize that. I thought I'd be an engineer all my life. Then I became a billing company. But God took me through the journey, the ups and downs, and in life because I get to bless others every day. Prayers Are
Mhm.
Answered is allowing me to leave a significant legacy for my children and my grandchildren. By the way, I got one grandson, a
Mhm.
1-year-old little grandson. And
Congratulations.
what a blessing it is to be a blessing. We're advocates for cost saving solutions. We
Mhm.
search to find our customers the best offers and the best deals we can, especially
Mhm.
in healthcare, but in the other 9, 10 different industries that we offer services. We just love our customers and do the
Mhm.
best we can for each and every one of them.
Well, I know that you do that, and you have a passion for being a blessing, and I know that you are for so many people. And so, if anyone would like to reach out to Anita Eno, entrepreneur extraordinaire, mom, grandmother, and uh, lover of God and faith and family and prayer, if you want to reach out to Anita, how can our audience find you?
Well, they can by phone or text, actually, it's
Okay.
256-508-1400,
Okay.
or email me directly at Anita at prayersareanswered.com. Our website is prayersareanswered.com. Our Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn page is Prayers Are Answered.
Okay, and that's just a reminder continually that your prayers were answered as you were seeking to do the right thing for your family, and that you pray continually throughout the day for your life and for people that you impact. And such a blessing and such a great way to live your life fulfilled and living that abundant life. John 10:10. Thank you, Anita. Have a blessed day, and it has truly been a pleasure chatting with you.
It has been my pleasure. Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless you.